Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day. We're covering Superman 81. It's really confusing in my head because I'm also covering the Action Comics in like 180 right now. So it's throwing me off. Well, I guess I'm not covering those yet. I'm reading those. But the fact that I'm covering Superman in the 80s and Action Comics in the 180s keeps making me want to say 181. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea with Superman, which is just a hilarious title because all he did was throw with Superman at the end of it. It's such a lazy title. And you might think this might be some sort of parody or influenced by 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. No, it's actually way more interesting than that. It's actually a story we've seen before. There was that story where the criminals had kryptonite and Superman couldn't get anywhere near them, so he had to keep finding creative ways to deal with them without coming close to them. It was a comic I didn't really like, but I respected the sort of creativity of it. This one I like so much more because it gives Superman something harder to do, and he's going way crazier with the solutions. I always love it when Superman's sort of having to deal with sort of a D&D, Dungeons and Dragons scenario where you just kind of have the abilities you have. There's some sort of puzzle, and you do your best to try to solve it with that. So what's happening in this comic is there is some sort of massive kryptonite sandstorm happening across the world. It's not enough to actually hurt Superman. It is enough to take away his superpowers, so he's weak. He can't do things. The only place he's safe from this whole kryptonite storm that seems to be happening is underwater. So now Superman's essentially stuck in the ocean as crimes are happening around him. He's going to have to figure out ways to stop the criminals, specifically one group of criminals, because we can never just have like a whole bunch of criminals. It has to be like one antagonist or one group of antagonists. And this is actually done in fun ways, like him building a trident that can reach out of the ocean. He gets lucky for a long time in this story because all the crimes that are happening, all these problems seem to be happening fairly close to the docks. So you have the giant bendable trident, which is a lot of fun. At one point, he stops like a night crime by creating a giant balloon Superman costume algae, bioluminescent algae. He's able to create a cloud storm to essentially rain on their parade. It's not much deeper than that. Once again, we're stuck with like multiple things happening, but I enjoy these multiple things happening more than usual Superman stories because, like I said, they're going through emotions. They don't seem particularly hard for Superman to deal with. Here, it's all Superman problem solving. So even though it is just like 3 or 4 things happening in the middle of the story, there is an actual conflict to him having to do them. The story ends sort of in a whimper. Essentially, he defeats them. Again, so they've been captured after all those attempts. So he was able to defeat the criminals without ever leaving the ocean, which is fantastic. It then has to end with one little last conflict where Lois, as is tradition in the 50s comics, Lois is obsessed with trying to prove that Superman is Clark Kent. So she thinks she's got him, so she's going to rush to his apartment where, lo and behold, he's beat her there and is pretending to be sick. But then she thinks she has him with the fact that his hair is wet. But luckily, his hot water bottle on his head is leaking, so that explains the wetness of his hair. It's not a great conflict, and honestly, you get tired of this. Like, you assume Lois would see through his identity and the glasses every so often, but he has gone so far and beyond proving that Superman and Clark can't be the same person. It's just kind of getting annoying and tiring after a while. And we're still in the early 50s. We have so much Superman left to cover. But I'm going to go with I like this story. I think it's a better version of that other story. And at least it seems like they're growing. And of course, we're going to go back and forth on that. We're going to get a very lazy story coming up. It's always just around the corner. Kind of like the title of this comic, because remember, it's just 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea with Superman. Okay, that is it from Superman 81. I've already said the title. It's with Superman. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story in either Detective Comics or Batman. Until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the Man of Tomorrow? And why don't we have these kryptonite storms anymore? Okay, have a great day.